Hello everyone! So today we're gonna learn how to do the microblading inside the design that we learned how to do last week, right? So first we were learning how to do the strokes with a nice flow. Then the other video I show you how to draw a brow. So today we're gonna put those two things together. So first, let's draw a brow, right? So let's do this. Sorry guys, for me it's a little hard to draw over here because for you guys to be able to see, I have to turn my body and my hands in a way that normally I do not do it. Okay, so here, perfect. We got a nice brow. Can you see? Let me put like this so you can see. So we drew the brow. Now we're gonna draw the strokes inside this brow. Okay? So, like I explained you guys before, if this is my client's brow, normally I will be sitting here if I'm doing powder brows. But when I do microblading, I like to be behind them. So I actually stand up right here behind them. I put the table a little higher. If your table, you can change, to lower to higher. You can just put higher so you don't have to bend down so much. Otherwise, do what you can with what you have, right? And I move my body around her brows. So let's pretend this is the left brow, right? So let me even put an L here so we know. So this here will be her right brow that we didn't draw yet. And this will be the left brow. So I will go behind my client, okay? And I will start doing the strokes. On the beginning, if you're a beginner, I will recommend you to draw a little line inside your brows to make it easier for you, okay? So let's draw this line. We're going to start from the tip here of the tail, right inside the middle, and we're gonna come, remember everything always roundish, okay? Nothing really is straight. So you can go like this, beautiful. This will help you to transition your strokes, okay? You're gonna see right now, so let's do it. So I'll be right behind my client, okay? And I will start the strokes. So here in the front, I always like to make a little one, okay? And then we start, shoop. Always round, and you always move your body, okay? Here I'm gonna move the paper instead of my body. Always leave a little space. Less strokes equals better results, especially if you are a beginner. If you add too much strokes, you know what happens? When they heal, they all blend in. They all become a powder brows. Always make sure you make this stroke here on the bottom, on the tail, really nice, so it gives you definition, okay? And now we're gonna do the top strokes over here at the top of the brows. So look, this one came here and we have to pretend it has a line, okay? Let's pretend this stroke came out of the drawing. So you pretend came out and now you're gonna go down, okay? And go down. And this here is very important too because you wanna make sure you give definition for the top of your brows, okay? And then you can just go in and feel. Go in and feel, go in and feel, go in and feel. That's it. Now we're gonna fill in the strokes inside this brow. Has many ways of doing. This one is what I think is the most simple way and easier for you to learn. After you learn this basic, you can find so many brows online and you can start playing with it. But remember, when you're a beginner, do something nice, do something simple, Don't go crazy trying to create this crazy, beautiful strokes that people that have been in the industry for years are doing. Get this nice. Get the basic nice. The basic always looks beautiful. I love the basic strokes. It goes for everyone. You give a nice space in between them. When they heal very nice. They are not gonna glue on the next stroke and already look like a powder brows. Remember, as if you add a lot of strokes, let's pretend over here. You add this stroke, then you add this stroke, then you add this stroke. When you're drawing, it's beautiful, okay? Just like it will be beautiful on the first day that you did on the client. After the healing of 30 days, this expands a little bit, okay? So goes and expand a little bit. And this one goes and expand a little bit. Very little, but expands. And the same thing happens here and happens with every single stroke you did, okay? So that's why if you add too many strokes, they all end up becoming one big stroke. If they become one big stroke, what happens? It is powder brows, right? Because the whole brows is filled in. Okay, so let's go back to our little strokes over here. So now we're just gonna add some more strokes. If you want, you can start right in the middle in between them, or you can start on the bottom of this stroke over here, okay? You start here and you go until you touch the end of the next one. You start on the bottom and you go until you touch the other one. See, always curved. Start in the bottom, go into here. See that here we still have a big space, so you can still do the same thing. Okay? Look, here we're having all this big space because the brow that I drew is actually bigger than a normal brow, okay? But this is not gonna happen on your client, that you're gonna have such big space from bottom to top. Normally, most brows, they're very thin. It's very rare when you get a client, at least for me, very rare when I have a client that has thick brows. And those, we love it, right? Because then you can do anything you want with those brows and looks gorgeous. Okay, so that's it. Okay? So, in your house, just practice on the paper. Don't worry about, you know, always deleting the around. Just make sure you practice a lot, and when you feel like you're getting good, then you can come with your pencil and erase in between, just so you can have a better idea of how that will look if you had done on a real person. Okay, that's why I said this part over here, very important. You want to make a stroke here to keep that definition of the brow. Because sometimes we do the stroke, let's pretend we did this stroke here and we never added this one. So now look, now it will look like a little droopy brows. Doesn't have that nice definition anymore. So make sure the important things on the brow that you want to have to really give that definition, you always go on top of this. And even in the bottom here, okay? Like this tail. So you hold that frame there. If your stroke's a little more, a little more falling than mine, not so up, you always do a stroke over here too. And then you hold that design there, okay? In the front has many ways of doing the front of the brow.